Yeah.
All right, good morning, students. I'm Mr. Steenson, and I'm a college student from Iowa State, and one thing interesting about me is I like football. Now I want to go around and you guys introduce your names and give us one interesting thing about yourselves.
I'm Samantha, and an interesting thing is that I have a sister.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm Emily, and an interesting thing is I'm going to Florida on Sunday.
Going to Florida. Where are you going to Florida?
Orlando.
Orlando. Are you identical or?
Fraternal.
Okay. Well, today we're going to talk about states of matter. And does anyone know anything about states of matter or what matter is? Or... No one really? Well, before we talk about matter, we're going to have to talk about molecules. Molecules, so I'm assuming no one knows about molecules if no one knows about matter. All right, molecules are the little things that make up everyone, including you, me, and everything. This chalk eraser, my shoe, this desk, this balloon, this piece of paper. It's kind of like this. All these little circles are the little molecules, and they're everywhere in the world. And when we talk about the molecules in the states of matter, we're talking about how fast the molecules are moving. So in a solid over here, we have molecules really, really close together in a specific shape. And if you're really, really close together, you can't really move around much, so they're really, really slow. And so a solid can just sit in like a container in it, like a rock. And I'll give you an example of that. So a solid, if I put a rock into this, it's still a rock in a bowl. Now liquid, for liquids, they're still close together, but they have a little bit more room to work around. They move in a little faster, and as you can see, they've taken the shape of the container it's in. So, an example of this is we have the water in this tall water bottle, and when I pour it, it takes the shape of this container. And then the final state of matter we have is a gas. Now, gas, the molecules are really, really spread out, and they're moving really, really fast. And the reason they're in a box like this is because if they're in a container like that, they would just float away like the air we breathe in today. So if you want to contain them, you got to have them in a container or something like a balloon. And the thing about gases is that they're moving so fast and they're constantly expanding. It's kind of like this balloon. You can keep adding air and it gets bigger and bigger. So eventually, the thing holding it can't get any bigger. And then you have a balloon. Okay, if you let go, there it goes. All right, does anyone have any questions before we practice and get a little better idea of what states of matters are? No? Okay. Well, right now we're all going to pretend that we're these molecules and we're going to practice the states of matter. So I would need us to stand up. And we're going to pretend this area, this room is our container really. So first we're going to make a solid. What do you guys think a solid would like if we're molecules?
Close together.
Let's go. So I want us to come together, stand back to back. All right, can you guys move a lot between each other? You guys are pretty solid. All right. And you notice how we're just in the middle of the room? It's our container in the middle, not really moving. All right. Now what do you guys think a liquid would look like? All right, so I want us to hold hands,
Okay.
and then come along. You guys can see. All right. See now we're still touching, but we can move a lot more now. Got a lot more room, and we're taking the shape of our container. All right. What do you guys think a gas would look like?
Far away.
It's moving around, right? It's walking, moving. Now, what happens if I come close to you? Can I bump off you?
Yes.
And we go separate directions. And all right. Let's bring this back together. You guys can take a seat. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry. All right. Next thing we're going to do is, what do you guys think? You guys have a pretty good understanding about matter now. Or do you guys have any questions that we need clarified? No? Okay. That's interesting. Next we're going to do, what do you guys think? Okay, so I have this rock. Do you guys think it's always going to be a solid? Do you think this can change? think it would become a liquid or anything? No? Okay. Well, why do you guys think that?
Because it's a rock.
Because it's a rock? Okay. What if I squeeze it really hard? Is that going to make it a liquid? No? What if I break it up really, really small? Does that make it a liquid? If I break it up into pieces, make it a gas? No? Okay. Well, what if, all right, so we have these ice cubes. What state of matter do you think this is in? Solid, right? Because it can be still a piece of ice. Okay, so what if you each take an ice cube and hold it in your hand and gently grasp it? What do you think is going to happen? And then once it melts, what is it? Is it still ice?
No. It's water.
What state of matter is that?
It's liquid.
Oh, so things can change. Why do you think it changed from a solid to a liquid?
Because it melted.
It melted. What up? Have you guys seen this happen in other, like maybe you guys have a magnifying glass and melting toys or something in the sun, or ice cream on a hot day? Have you guys seen other things melt? So what do all those things have? Why do things melt?
Because you
You heat them up. Okay, so what if you guys think sorry, you guys don't have to hold the ice anymore. What if what do you guys think if I heated this rock up really, really, really hot? Do you think it would melt? Do you think if I held this in my hand long enough, it turned into some rock liquid? No? Okay. Okay. What if that ice or that water in your hand got really, really cold?
would freeze.
It would freeze. And then what matter would that be? State of matter would that be? Solid. So what we are learning right now is that the more energy or heat, like you said, when you hold a piece of ice, the more heat you put into it, it changes and melts it, which speeds up the molecules. It makes them go faster, like we were talking about earlier. Like these are really fast, kind of slow, and then the slowest. So when you add heat to a solid, it makes these molecules want to spread apart like this and move a lot faster, so it becomes a liquid. So what happens if we made a liquid even hotter? Turn to gas. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys ever seen your parents boil water for dinner or something? See the bubbles? Yeah, that's the exact same thing. You go from a liquid, getting it really, really hot, adding more energy into it, and then turning it into a gas. Okay. Now, what's the time?
7:50.
It's supposed to be 20 minutes. Now, we're going to do some independent practice. Yes, I'm going to give you, this is your little diagram. You have your solid, liquid, and gas. And I'm going to give you these pictures. And if you have, we'll go over the pictures together, but if you have questions about what they're trying to show, I can clarify that. And then, so I'll give these to each of you. And you can take them to their appropriate location. What happens if I put this in 20 minutes?
I think it's okay because it's supposed to practice if we know if it's still alive. That's a probably lesson in the actual second graders.
Take it just so I can. Can you do it one at a time?
Nope, I can't. I have to do all of it.
feel like it's not fair.